It is either Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, or Thursday, October 30th. Either way, it is the post-game show for Game 5 of the 2025 World Series. This is Baseball Today. It is presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Looking for a refreshing citrusy kick? Go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, and intern Sawyer along for the ride as well, as I am feeling very yellow. You're colorful with your blue. We are getting it going because one team is one win away, Plouffe, from finishing the 2025 season. Can you believe?
I can believe, man. The Blue Jays have put on an absolute clinic, and we talked about before the show all the smack talk the Dodgers did to the Yankees after last year. It's kind of coming back to bite them because they look like that team that can't play fundamental baseball right now, and the Blue Jays they're lapping them in that part of the game.
So here we go. They're one victory away from their first World Series championship in 32 years, thanks in part or mostly on Wednesday night to a 22-year-old. On the rare occasion that the Dodgers actually did put the ball in play, this happened.
Chopper to third, Clemente second, over to first, double play, a World Series masterpiece.
It was a lot of fun. First time on the road in the playoffs, hearing a lot of crap talk in the bullpen, and I think it's funny. So it fuels me, and I told Pete and when I was warming up, this is a lot of fun.
It's special to watch. Obviously, the stuff is incredible, but the maturity to be able to handle these moments is unbelievable.
We're talking about Trey Yesavage, who gave one of the classic performances in World Series history, set a rookie record with 12 strikeouts. That was a record that was set by Don Newcombe in 1949 when he was just a kiddo playing the major leagues with the Dodgers back then. And now Yesavage does it against the Dodgers. I don't even know how to describe what we saw out of him. You give it a shot.
Control of 3 pitches, and 2 of them excellent. Sequencing was great. North to south a ton. Spotted up when he needed to do it. He threw a bunch of sliders today, and almost double what he percentage-wise of what he typically threw during the year. So he kept a lot of guys off balance, whether that was his game plan or that's just what he felt good with tonight. It was awesome. He never gave the Dodgers hope. They never had true hope. Kike with the solo shot, great. That was his one mistake with the fastball. It was, and we've seen him do this, and then when we've seen him struggle with his command, it hasn't looked as great. But when he has control of his pitches with the arm slot and just the overall effectiveness of those pitches, this is what we've seen. When he has control, this is what we've seen.
But when you're talking about a guy who has at least 11 strikeouts now in multiple postseason appearances, some of the names that are on that list we're talking about baseball royalty out there that have been doing it, including the likes of Randy Johnson, just to name one out there. It's, and as far as a young guy, because he's actually got more strikeouts in the World Series now than he has in his regular season career at the major league level. And he's only made 2 World Series starts, just to let you know. But for me, you go back and you think about the performance that Jarrett Wright had in Game 7 with the Cleveland Indians in 1997.
I remember that.
It was a game where he ended up getting a no decision, but still, that's an amazing performance. Brett Saberhagen, 21 years old in 1985, pitching a complete game shutout to win the Royals' first ever World Series. The difference is, you know how many guys Saberhagen struck out that night?
I don't.
2. He struck out 2 guys. Trey Yesavage came out and struck out a lineup that has got at least 3 future Hall of Famers in it 12 times. The top 4 of the Dodgers lineup, 1 for 15, 8 strikeouts against the Blue Jays pitchers. It is just something, I'm shocked. I told you I thought he was going to work into the 5th and get 1 out in the 5th, and they would be thrilled with that.
Well, you didn't know he was going to have this type of stuff. And I think what Bo said is really true. The stuff plays, there's a lot of young guys that come up, especially now. the way that the game is played and scouted and the way these pitchers can work, there's a lot of guys that come up with really plus stuff. That's why teams aren't afraid to bring these guys up and just throw them right into the mix, because they have the data that the stuff plays. Like, they know about, induced vertical break. They understand about the arm slots and the arm angles and planes and all that. So they know the stuff will work. But how are you going to be mentally in the big leagues? Because it's a massive change to your life, and the pressure that you feel from being in the big leagues is immense. So you can have all the stuff you want in the world, but once you get to the big leagues, it's just completely different. Can you still perform? Does your stuff still play? Can you still execute the way you did in the minor leagues? He's shown the ability to do that, and I think that is special, and not something that we should just kind of gloss over. Like the mental ability to come work and do what he's done this postseason against a team like, yeah, I know they haven't hit. I get that. But you go up and you see those guys leading off the game, and you're making Shohei, get on a knee with his helmet falling off because your stuff is so damn good, and you're able to stay cool, calm, and collected, get a double play when you need. Like, it's special. It's special, Chris.
Well, it's more than that, I think. This was his first playoff road start, and you heard him tell Hazel May, part of the Sportsnet broadcast team up there in Toronto, that, hey, they were talking a lot of trash, and it fired me up, man. But it can go the other way for a lot of young people. He's 22 years old. He doesn't look it. He looks like he's 28 or 29 and look like a seasoned vet, and the way he carries himself and all that. You can see it in his eyes. There's zero fear. When Fox takes a tight shot of that guy, it's not like, it's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's damn impressive, man. And I don't think we should just kind of be like, oh, yeah, that was really cool. You should be like, this is one of the great performances in World Series history when you factor in everything: age, lack of experience, doing it on the road for the first time, and against the defending World Series champion in the Dodgers. You put all of that together, I don't think it's too much of a statement to say this was one of the greatest performances in World Series history.
I don't like lists like that because I don't know all the performances, but yes, I agree.
Good.
We agree.
I do. And people can let us know their favorite, World Series pitching performance.
Jack Morris. That's like the one I go.
Absolutely. Right. You go 10 shutout innings. I didn't say it was the best ever, but I would certainly put it up there when you factor everything that comes along with it.
What's your best pitching performance ever, Chris Rose?
I would
playoff
say,
wise or World Series.
I would say it was Jack Morris, the one that the one that I have seen. It was Jack Morris.
Okay.
It's hard for me to get off of that one. I can't. I wasn't there for Don Larson. Go ahead, you can joke. Probably think that I was.
I don't even know what year that was, so I can't joke.
1956, but that's fine.
What year?
1956.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was.
My dad was born in 57.
Really? I was -15. -15. Okay. Everybody's doing the math right now. Part of this whole narrative is the fact that the rookie never took the mound without a lead. And that's a big deal. And Davis Schneider is in there. He's filling in for an injured George Springer. And what happens when he steps into the batter's box?
Here he comes, off from goal in Game 5 with a fastball that's hit in the air to deep left field. Call to the track. It's on the first pitch of Game 5. Davis Schneider into George Springer's shoes and doing a great impression.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call by Davis right there.
Really, really, really good. I mean, and then 2 pitches later, Vlad does what Vlad has been doing the entire postseason. And just like that, it's 2-0. And that place is stunned. I mean, I don't think you can underestimate what that may have done for Yesavage as well.
Agreed. I mean, to go out there and understand, okay, I got a little leeway now. That's really nice for him. I think Davis Schneider went up there. That was a premeditated swing. That was an ambush. He's saying, I'm Davis Schneider. That guy on the hill has 2 Cy Youngs, 1 in each league. He's throwing me a first pitch fastball. He's trying to get ahead here. He doesn't think I have the cojones to do it. And he took a hack and got the pitch he was looking for. That was awesome, man. So, a lot of people are saying, did they have something on Blake Snell's fastball? Because he went away from it. He didn't throw another one until he struck out Jimenez in the top of the second, excuse me. Went away from the heater. I think it was more one ambush, and then two, Vlad just got that pitch in and turned on it. So, I don't know, man. You're totally right about momentum and calming down your young starting pitcher and taking the crowd out of it. It all happened with those two swings.
Yeah, the numbers for Snell, they end up 5 earned for the second straight start against the Blue Jays. So I'm going to guess he will not be the MVP, as somebody might have predicted on this show. Ended up working into the 7th. He only gave up 2 runs, but a bunch of inherited runs ended up scoring, or 3 runs, I should say. And then a couple of inherited runs ended up scoring. They talked to him post-game, and he spoke glowingly about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He said, listen, he is one of the best hitters in baseball. Like, I get it. I kind of missed my spot on that, and that's exactly what a great hitter like that is going to do. But I want you to listen to what he said about the rest of the lineup, okay? Here we go.
Rest of the lineup, yeah, they're like ambushing. I mean, I'll probably, if we get to Game 7, then I'll see him again, so I can't say much. But, no, I mean, yeah, I've said, yeah, Vlad, good hitter. Schneider, I mean, he hit it 1 mile an hour harder than I threw it. Good location. Varso triple, curveball, capped. Like, luck plays in baseball too. Yeah, so, yeah.
Don't love it. Love Snell. Love him. Don't love that comment right there.
What don't you love?
Well, I hate like the term ambush, like it's a bad thing. What, we're supposed to just take the first pitch against you what is that? Like, yeah, every once in a while I'm going to go up there and I'm going to hit your first pitch. That's all it is. We call it an ambush, and it has like this negative connotation to it. It's swinging at the first pitch. That's all it is. So I don't love that. And he kind of, didn't really, just give credit. I don't think he's going to pitch Game 7. This is my thought process on Game 7. For being honest, if Yamamoto can somehow throw a complete game and get him to Game 7, I think it goes Glasnow, Shohei, Roki. That's it. I told Jake that. I said, nobody else even put your freaking spikes on. Those are the only 3 guys I'd pitch.
Well, we'll have Friday morning's show to go over what might happen in Game 6. Yeah, I've never loved it either. For some reason, and we have this problem as fans. It's not just athletes that have the issue. Fans have troubles a lot of the time giving credit. How often do you hear, I'm sure Dodger fans are saying tonight, we can't hit. We continue to make defensive miscues. Our bullpen sucks. And while that might all be right, the number one reason the Blue Jays are up 3-2 is because a 22-year-old shoved. And that should be the number one thing that everybody says, and that is it. And the Blue Jays, fine, you know what? They should sit there and they'd be like, you know what, Blake, you're right. We're just lucky. We're lucky, and we're somehow lucky enough to be up 3-2. And hopefully we're going to be lucky enough to win the series 4-2. And if not, we'll be lucky enough to win it 4-3. It just makes you sound a little amateurish.
Blake sounded like me in Blitzball lately after the games. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Good luck, by the way, in Blitzball Battle 7. I wish you luck.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Okay.
And I still love Blake Snell, okay?
I get it.
That, making it seem like I don't love Blake Snell.
No, nobody's going to say that you don't love. We all make mistakes. We all say stuff that we regret. I don't know if he does, because he's usually a pretty open and honest guy. He's frustrated as shit. I guarantee you that. He was cruising through his first 3 starts. He looked great. But the Blue Jays, whether it's luck or not, they took it to him. That's pretty good. There's one other piece of tape I want to show you from going back on the Davis Schneider home run. This is my favorite stuff. This is his family's reaction to it.
Oh no! No way! No way! No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! You got gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me!
How great is this?
That's amazing. Blue Jays family section getting wild. Everybody else in the stadium just quiet. Oh,
Yeah, that's his dad recording that.
That's awesome. Does his dad have a mustache too?
I don't know, but does he look like? Does he have 18 sets of traps? I'm curious about that. Is he like?
That's awesome, man. I love seeing the family moments as well.
Is he built like Marcus Stroman's dad? You ever see Stroh's dad?
Yeah.
That was neat. Blue Jay fans, what was your favorite part of the night? Love to know. By the way, only one Jay starter didn't get a hit, and that was Andres Jimenez. And I think only one, Addison Barger, had more than one hit. So we're talking about, how the Dodgers are getting it from just like one or two guys. The Blue Jays, Vladdy is the lead actor here, but there's going to be plenty of people up for best supporting role. And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Meantime, the champs now are down 3-2 in the best of 7 series. They got some issues. We'll get to the bullpen in just a minute. But let's start with the struggles at the dish. What is going on, boys?
180 on his command from the first game. He had everything working tonight. But again, still got to put some runs on the board and do a better job. And we just haven't done that for about 2.5 games.
Pretty bad performance by us. But at the same time, pretty incredible performance by the kid on the mound on the other team. He didn't really give us anything to hit. He located the spots very well, and he just executed, and we didn't take advantage of anything.
I don't want to speak on anybody else, but for me personally, I've just been terrible. I've been terrible, and there's no I wish it was from lack of effort. I really do, but it's not, so I don't have any answers.
In reverse order, that was Mookie, Muncy, and Freeman. Let's start with Mookie. What do you see when you look into his eyes there when he's talking?
Lack of confidence. Seen it for quite some time. I know the numbers weren't there this year, and then towards the end of the year, when he quote unquote let it go and just played free, he kind of did better, got the numbers to a respectable level. But we've seen it all year long, and it started when he was sick at the beginning of the year, and his body wasn't there for him. But again, I keep referencing like the fact that they intentionally walked Shohei to get to him 4 times, basically 5 times. It does something to the psyche, especially if you don't come through. And he got a base hit, I believe, one of the times in the 18-inning game. But I think there's been a lack of confidence, which is crazy to say because we're talking about a future Hall of Famer, a guy that's got MVPs in the bag, or an MVP in the bag. So he should be confident, but that's just the way the baseball is sometimes, especially on the offensive side. You can go from top of the world to feeling like you've never swung a bat before or stepped in a box before, and it happens very, very quickly. Because he said, it's not from lack of effort. Like the mechanics look fine. It's just it's something about timing. It's the hand-eye, whatever it is, isn't right now. And when that happens, and then the confidence leaves as well, you can get into a dark, dark place.
The Dodgers and Dave Roberts did move around their lineup, right? Mookie Betts got dropped.
I like that move.
You do. Down to 3 and put Will Smith behind
because
Ohtani.
We talked about the lefty lane with Ohtani and Freeman. That's gone now.
Right. Well, don't you think it's just as much about making sure that Shohei's going to get something to see, maybe, at some point, if Will Smith's back there?
Yeah, that's another part of it as well, yes.
Okay. Would you move
I still think they'd walk him in a big situation, even that doesn't matter who's behind.
Would you move Mookie even further down the lineup for Game 6?
I think about it. I think about a lot of things if I was Dave Roberts. I mean, we need people on base when Shohei comes up. So like something at the bottom of the lineup as well. I've been asking for Hyesung Kim to be in the lineup. We have, I don't think he's played since September 25th, I believe. Because he hasn't gotten a bat this postseason, right?
Wow.
I think he's, and fact check me, Dan. I don't think he has. I believe he's come in to pinch run one time.
Wow, that's startling. If that's
isn't accurate. That right? There's got to be something going on.
No at bats is what we're hearing.
Yeah, so I believe the last game on the game log was September 25th or 6th.
Mm,
So like, can you just throw him in there game 6 of the World Series? I don't know. I mean, you're kind of desperate right now.
kind
But
of.
he seems like a spark plug guy. And Pages and Call haven't given you anything. So maybe you just put Edman in center, put him at second base, and run with it. I don't know, man. They need to figure something out. I don't know if moving Mookie down, it's on the table. I guarantee it.
The you put out a tweet and a bunch of Dodger fans got on you saying, "Dude, why don't you just watch him a little bit this year? You don't know ball." Well, hold on here a second, everybody. Yes, did the Dodgers slump at times? And was the biggest question about them going into the playoffs the bullpen? Absolutely. Were there times where the offense didn't carry its weight? Absolutely. But then explain to me how they finished second in baseball in runs, in homers, in OPS, in walks, if they sucked all year.
You can't talk, like, I can't do it on the internet anymore. I fall into the trap too often right now.
I know, but you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no,
we're not. I don't think anybody's surprised that watches baseball as much as we do that the Blue Jays are winning the series. We knew they were a good team. I had the Dodgers winning in 6. You had them winning in 5, but nobody was like, forget it. This series is going to stink. And well, certainly nobody here. There were some people.
Oh, I think a lot of people felt that, Chris.
And that's fine. But don't come out and say right now, like, this is the way the Dodgers played all year. Because it wasn't all year that they couldn't hit. They were times.
They had a bad July. I think they had a 400 July. They dealt with injuries. But overall, you're right. The offensive numbers have been there. It's come at a really bad time that, they've been buoyed by somebody in the top part of their lineup throughout the year. If somebody was struggling, somebody else was picking them up. And that right now, I mean, outside of Ohtani, a few games, obviously getting on base 9 times in the game really helps your stat line.
Yeah.
They really haven't. They have not been the behemoth that we thought they would be. And that's why I said it always felt like they were inevitable, because even when things weren't going right with them, they still won the division. They still won 93 games. They still went 9-1 in their first 10 playoff games. That's what I meant by inevitable. Like, even when things aren't going right, they're still finding ways to win. They're still getting the job done. And then it felt like, hey, man, like last series, like they got to go now. It seemed like a likely story, but it just hasn't gone that way.
Bullpen continued to struggle. Henriquez came in the 7th to try and help out Blake Snell and keep the score at a manageable 3-1. What's one of the first things he does? He blows one past Will Smith while Vladdy's up, and all of a sudden you tack on another run and floodgates open. It just is Dave Roberts walks out to the mound sick to his stomach every time he has to go get somebody whose name is not Roki Sasaki at this point, pretty much.
I mean, Blake went 6 2/3. We said he needed to go 7. That's what we said. Couldn't make it through that inning. He was running out of gas. I didn't mind the Enriquez move. Like, he's got the stuff, and you wanted to swing and miss, and you had Vladdy up there. But yeah, he yanked that 3-2 fastball. And then Bichette just he couldn't find the zone, laid one in there. Bichette did a really nice job. I think he didn't get anybody out.
Nope.
If my memory serves me correct.
That is correct.
They don't have anyone to go to, Chris. They do not have not a single soul to go to. And a lot of people have been pointing to, the talk about building a super team and what we said about this roster, one of the best rosters ever constructed. I still believe that was true. At the time when we were talking about it, and the people they brought in, and all you can really go off of is past statistics before the season. They assembled an excellent bullpen, but injuries, underperformance have made it now into almost unwatchable.
I mean, it is fascinating that the Dodgers have got a $17 million outfielder who hasn't made any of the postseason rosters in Michael Conforto, I believe. And Tanner Scott, who is an $18 million a year closer, is a cheerleader at this point. And at this, their lineup is struggling.
Hurt, right?
What's that?
He's hurt. The back's on the back.
There was something that happened to him, but the timing was also odd. I'm not saying, he was hurt. He had something going on. but it certainly didn't feel like he was going to help out this team in any sort of high leverage situation if he was even going to make a roster. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Dodger fans, where are you mentally right now? Go ahead. Let us be your therapy in the comments. Get anything off your chest you want. And Blue Jay fans, I'm sure y'all aren't even going to be sleeping. You want to play tomorrow. I get it. You really do. In the meantime, baseball postseason, full swing. Keep up with the World Series with T-Mobile, the best network in America according to Ookla's speed test. With the most towers, a signal that goes farther than ever before, and the most advanced 5G, you can catch even more of the postseason. So whether you're streaming the games out and about, checking stats on the road, or cheering on your team game at the ballpark, you're connected to wherever your fandom takes you. Head on over to T-Mobile.com/network to switch to the best network for baseball fans. Hey, it's better over here. Really is. All right, as I mentioned, we're going to have plenty of time to break down Game 6 and what should happen, what we expect to happen, what managers should do in case of this and that and the other thing. But there's only one time you could ever see a future Hall of Famer say goodbye to his office for the final time. Clayton Kershaw with his family out there taking photos after the Dodgers 6-1 loss in Game 5 of the World Series. His family having a great, great time out there. The kids were running free. Kirsch was out there hugging his wife, Ellen.
That's with all the grounds crew right there. That's
yeah,
awesome.
the grounds crew getting a shot. Why not? But his wife, Ellen, very emotional. You know, she's about to deliver their 5th child, I believe. But it was good to see Clayton just out there being a human being, being a great dad, and enjoying it for just a second, even when his team is on the brink of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's played for a long time. He deserves this. He is, like you said, a human being and with emotions, and he deserves everything, man. Do you think I mean, there's no way he pitches again, right? Because every inning is a high leverage inning right now.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
And let him go out on that high. Like, he got the out.
He did get the out.
He reminds me a lot, and obviously this makes a lot of sense because they grew up together. He reminds me a lot of my guy, Matthew. Like, good head on his shoulders, like family man, obviously played for a long time, well respected, but has his priorities in order. So I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great moment. And the fact that he was able to enjoy this last 5 weeks as much as he has, where there's been a bit, I've been around few guys that have grinded the way he has. He is every ball player has their routine. This guy is just in it. I don't know if it's because he feared failure or what it was. But man, when he was at the ballpark in the office, that is his place to work. And I was happy to see certainly the last year, he'd bring his son around, he'd pitch to him out there. He'd kind of enjoy it, even while still trying to focus on the main goal.
Did you see the video of his wife during his last out?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It was great.
Yeah.
Really was cool. It was good. And that's a cool moment. I know that people will say, well, hold on, why are you talking? But here it is. Here's the last. Yes.
We're talking about it because he's a freaking legend.
Yeah.
The best pitcher we had in our entire generation.
Yeah. And it's now the final time that he will ever set foot as in Dodgers player in Chavez Ravine. Pretty cool stuff. I'm in. Today's episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Nutrafol. There is nothing quite like the postseason. It is full of moments that we can take our hats off to. And that's why Nutrafol is now the official hair growth partner of Major League Baseball. They want to help fans celebrate what is under the hat with thicker, stronger hair they can feel confident showing off. Yes, Nutrafol, the #1 hair growth supplement in the game, clinically proven to see results in 3 to 6 months. Nutrafol, it's all about growth, the kind that takes time, commitment, consistency. That's why they love baseball, because it's more than just a game. It's about showing up day after day, season after season, because when you get to the biggest moments, nothing should hold you back. In this postseason, whether you're tipping your cap to a walk-off win or just enjoying the game, you can do it with hair worth celebrating. So visit Nutrafol.com to take $10 off your first month subscription. Join millions seeing thicker, stronger hair. Hey, a guy that's got great head of lettuce back in the game. Derek Shelton will be your Minnesota Twins new skipper. Of course, he was fired back in May after 5.5 seasons leading the Buccos. He now returns to Minnesota, where I believe he was the bench coach a couple of seasons there in, right, 2018,
He was,
2019?
yeah.
Okay. First of all, good for Shelty. Good dude. Nice guy. Unfortunately, he knows a lot about losing, so maybe that'll get him ready for this. What?
Oh, Chris. I don't need a shot fired right now.
You're right. Maybe they've got a shot at 500. What, in your opinion, is Minnesota's biggest chore of the offseason?
I kind of hate talking like this because I sound like a typical talking head, but a team identity. Like, what are they as a team? Are they rebuilding? Are they going to emphasize pitching and defense? Are they going to be a slug team? Are they going to try to be an all-around team? I guess that's always the goal for people, but it's really hard to do. I think going into last year, they said, hey, we got a good starting pitching staff and our bullpen's awesome. And then they traded away their entire bullpen and a couple starters really regressed. So, and got hurt. So like their whole identity is gone right now. I don't know what the team identity is. So I think figuring that out, and then, yeah, you got to fill out some roster spots. He's got to figure out his coaching staff. I mean, I have a group chat with Perkins and Morneau, and I just kind of, what do you guys feel? And Morney put a good point, because I said, and I'll say it, I don't care. I said it's kind of a vanilla hire to me. Nothing that's going to really generate buzz amongst the fans, which I thought maybe they would try to do, especially if they're going to try to win back their fans without having an exceptional team on the field, because I don't know if they're going to be able to do that next year. But Morney said what they need is like stressing of the fundamentals of baseball and a guy that's really going to have the players' backs. And that's what Shelton is kind of known for. So, he's a good baseball guy. I wasn't like super overwhelmed with the hire, but it's not a bad one by any means.
No, here's the deal. As an outsider, the number one thing they have to do is win back the fan base. The attendance was way down. And then when they pulled the house off the market, meaning we're not going to sell, to me, it was a feeling of like, really? So now what are we going to do? We're going to cut payroll even more? I mean, they just traded half their team at the deadline. And sure, hopefully for the Twins fans, some of those pieces will end up growing up and being the stars of tomorrow. You certainly hope that. But man, they've got an image to repair, which is something you don't hear out of Minnesota sports teams very often.
Winning cures that right away. That's just an immediate cure to anything like that is winning. But I don't know if that's in the future next year.
Well, so does honesty and a plan.
Yeah, I think we're past that, Chris. I think we're past that in Minnesota right now. I don't think anyone's. And look, I don't know. I don't want to, be so negative all the time. It's the freak. We're still talking about World Series right now. We're not in the off-season plans yet.
But
You're trying to give me the managerial
dark
hole.
We got to hop in there when they're managerial hires.
Sheesh.
How close were you to taking the job?
You know what? It's funny because Olivia's like, you should be a manager. And I'm like, dude, I don't want the job.
Oh, my God.
First of all, I mean, like, what credentials do I have? None. Okay.
That's not
Second
true.
of all,
that is not true. For goodness'
I have
sake.
a few credentials, none that would put me at the top of anybody's list. I will say I could handle a clubhouse. I think I could read people. I'm good with that, but I don't want it because I don't want to travel, man. So talk to me in 10 years when my kids are out of school or out of my house, and maybe we'll do that. But I think in 10 years, I'm going to be like, no, I'm
going to be counting that dough, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I'm not
playoff season.
Hold on, stop.
Yes, go ahead.
Because I don't want this to come off like I'm this. Like, dude, I'm not. I don't deserve a manager job. Okay? That's why everyone to know that.
But don't say that. You don't deserve a manager job.
If I wanted one, I'd have to go work for it, dude. I can't just like throw my hat in the ring. Like, yeah, here, look at me.
I know. But you know what? Aaron Boone hopped from the booth
with 0 coaching experience straight to managing the Yankees. I don't think so.
He did.
0 coaching experience.
I'm almost positive. Dan Rourke, look that up. Or Sawyer.
He's already saying 99% positive.
I'm almost positive. I don't think he's the
I'm
only one.
happy coaching my 10U SoCal Padres. And we're getting better and better and better. And our fundamentals are freaking lights out, by the way.
Yeah. Some would say your lineup might be better than the one that Derek Shelton just took over. I would not say that.
I'd be a good manager of men. I could do that.
Good. What'd you find out, Dan? Boone did not coach at all. He went right from the ESPN booth to Yankee Stadium.
Times are different now.
Times are different. That was, what was that, 2019, 2018? Yeah, 2018 was his first year.
Times are different. It's been a big change in baseball since 2018.
Okay. All right. Would you want Trevor Plouffe to manage your team? That's what I want to hear. Right now, we can get
People
you the
are
Washington
like, this guy
Nationals
sucked at
job.
baseball, never managed or never played the playoffs. I'm gonna get shit on in the comments now. Thank you.
Boy, God, Jake and I would love the opportunity to second guess you on week 1. That'd be so much fun. Can't you just do it for us?
There's a path. There's a world where that happens.
There's a path.
Yeah.
Folks, there's a path. Playoff season is here. So whether you're at a watch party or a tailgate or hanging with friends or getting ready for Halloween or whatever it is, nothing levels up those moments like the refreshing tropical lime kick of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Baja Blast. It's absolutely legendary. It's available in every shape or form. Can, bottle, canteen. I made up that last part, but whatever you need, it's there for you. So throughout the postseason, whether you're just chilling with your buddies, you're rooting for your favorite team, you're rooting against your least favorite team because that can be fun too. Maybe you're grabbing food late night after a game. Maybe this weekend you're going to a college football tailgate or an NFL tailgate. It doesn't matter. Just do Baja Blast. Don't wait. Grab Mountain Dew Baja Blast today and taste the tropical refresh that takes every occasion to the next level. Find it now at mountaindew.com/finddew. All right. Before we get out of here, a little fun for you. Maybe you saw this, maybe you didn't. Went down to Dodger Stadium before Game 3 of the World Series, the 18-inning affair. And, I figured that Alejandro Kirk, he's a fantastic player, Plouffe. Fantastic. He's not a speed demon out there. He's not going to be confused with Ellie De La Cruz anytime soon, right? So what I did was I asked players how much of a head start I would need against Alejandro Kirk to beat him in a race around the bases.
I think if you start at first, he can probably still catch you.
We would need probably halfway to first base.
Let me put it this way. He's going to have to catch 7 innings before he races with you. So after 7 innings, you're going to have to race Alejandro Kirk from the same spot, and I think you have a chance to win it.
If we could start you with a leadoff, okay, and he hits a ball in the gap, I think you could get him if you had a good secondary lead.
You'd have to start at first base and hope your hammy holds up.
It'll be a close race if he starts at first and you're at home.
I don't think you're beating him.
Period. Doesn't matter. I mean, you could start me at second.
I don't think you're beating him.
For me, I will put him probably at second base, and I'm at home and I'll beat him.
Kenny is still the most confident guy in the world.
Ever. Baby. So?
Okay. I mean, I know. I've seen your gait and I've seen Alejandro run. I think they had it right. Like, I don't necessarily think it's second base that he can still catch you. Like, if you're at second base and all you have to do is round third and go home, I think you'll win that. I think if you started on first base with a lead, it'd be a very, very close call. So I'm going halfway to second. We'd have to start you, and I think you barely win then.
So it probably has to be a 3-2 pitch, and I'm off when the pitch gets thrown.
No. I'm talking not even a pitch. We're talking like a stopwatch or someone saying go, whatever it is. You're halfway. to second base and you guys leave at the same time, I think, dude, I watched you, whatever clip you just put out, that was how many years ago?
That was probably a dozen years ago.
You haven't got any faster.
No, but that was slowed down. That wasn't regular speed.
I think I'm like right on it right now. And maybe what we'll do is we'll get you out there one day and just have you run. We'll have you around the bases a few times to get like an accurate assessment, and then we can just time it up with some shots from Alejandro Kirk. But I think I'm spot on, halfway in between first and second.
That was the thing. A lot of guys are like, well, your hammies are going to tear. And even Dempster said you might hurt your PCL or your MCL. He's like, one of those CLs are going too.
And how hot is it? Because you're a sweaty guy. I mean,
really
I've had some like walks with you in New Jersey.
Yeah,
where I
brutal.
wasn't sure you were gonna make it back home. So
big sweater. I've got a lot going against me, right? I'm a 2-time back surgery participant. I was in a car accident several years ago, got rear-ended on the 134 freeway out here. I have only partial feeling in my left foot because of it. So I've got a lot going. Got a lot going against. Don't feel bad for me. Other than that, I'm doing okay. I get to see my cardiologist, Dr. Kim. Shout out in a little bit. Yeah, the running is a real problem for me right now. So I do my old man walk.
What's your answer?
Yeah, it would have to be somewhere between first and second, and I'm not. I would like to start closer to first for pride's sake, but I think he's way faster than people give him credit for.
Like the average, like you think you're like average human, where do you think he lands? Obviously slowest from a big leaguer,
right?
But an average human that's not a professional athlete, he ranks in the what percentile?
Top 10 or 12%?
No way.
What?
No, my gosh, you're giving him way too much credit.
We're talking about every person in the country, though,
that can run still.
Well, that's not
get rid of the bedridden
I can barely
people.
run.
He's faster than you. I think that's all we need to take away from him.
That was not the. Some people were like, "Why are you being such an ass?" I was like, "We're having fun here. Let's laugh a little." I was making fun of myself, not him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's fine.
And could very well be a champion within 48 hours. So everybody just calm down. All right, we are back at it again early. We're going to have another preview, Game 6 preview edition that'll be out well before the game on Friday. So look for that. And then we're going to have a post-game show on Friday. And if the Dodgers win that, we're going to have a post-game show on Saturday. There's a lot of baseball still left, at least one game. And we can't wait. So there you go. I think that's all we got for it. Yep, that's it. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer, that is the uber-talented but not managerial Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you before Friday's Game 6 for another World Series edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew. Baja Blast.